Before we get into this video, just a friendly reminder that I am offering demo reviews, so if you want your demo reviewed once a month, please click the join button on my channel page. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk about communicating in a team environment, alright? If you've only ever played PUGs and you've never really played with a team, or you've only played with your friends but not as like an actual team, okay, there is a learning curve for how to properly communicate in callouts or what you need rotates, or what you're even looking at, doing, whatever, right? There is a learning curve. The reason for that is in PUGs, you're used to having to overcall things or even not call things in the first place. You're used to having teammates not call things out for you. It's a completely different environment. When you're queued with 4 people that have the same exact idea as you, and they all want to get better, they all want to improve, they all have respect for each other, and everybody's listening to each other's calls the first time that they call it, it's a completely different environment. And for the first couple games, you're going to be messing up. Now, the things that you're going to mess up, number one, you're going to overcall. Usually, in a PUG, if you're a B player and you see smokes and flashes coming over, it's B, 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 rotate, rotate, rotate. Maybe like 2 people rotate, and guys, it's B, they're coming out, they're coming out. I see bomb. And then finally they'll rotate, all right? In a team environment where you don't need to call that much, a nice call, they're coming B, rotate, everybody's going to come. Everybody's going to come. Or you can even say, it's B, full rotate. And everybody's going to come over, all right? So overcalling is an issue. It's not the worst thing to deal with. Lots of people still do it. I do it. It's a very difficult habit to break, but as much as you, try to minimize your calls as much as possible while still getting the vital information out. Now, another thing that people will do wrong in a team environment is make bad calls, all right? Nothing's worse than having a teammate call, they're all coming A, and then get killed by somebody underpass while you're rotating over from cap. So let's say you're a cap player, all right, you're holding B, teammate goes, 5 it coming A, 5 are out A, maybe they die, and they go 4 more after they kill a guy or whatever. Something where it's implied that everybody is towards the A site, and you go, okay, and you jump out right here, and there's a guy sitting bottom mid who you could have got the kill on if you just continued to walk up, all right, because he wouldn't have been expecting you, but because he heard all the footsteps coming over, he gets the easy kill on you. It's pretty upsetting, because it's not your fault, it's not the enemy team's good job of doing it, it's your teammate's fault for misleading you. It can lead you to not trust your teammates as much when they call things out and taking more time to rotate over, which then it becomes your fault, your mistake. You've compounded one person's issue into your own issue. Or you can start to, get upset at your teammate, which is understandable, especially if they do it consistently. So you really want to be concise and precise when you're worried about making bad calls. All right, if I hear footsteps, I will try to undercall it rather than overcall it. If I think I hear 2 people, but possibly 3, I'm always going to say 2 ramp, maybe 3. All right, I'm not going to go 3 ramp, or it's going to be an A execute. All right, I'm not going to make those kind of calls until I have that kind of information, because I know that my teammates trust what I say. I know what I say will completely impact how my teammates are playing. Now, another issue that you may have is you won't know when to call, or you'll be too scared to call things. A good example would be, again, playing B. You see a smoke come over, but you haven't heard anybody. You haven't seen the bomb, so you don't call anything. All right, and then all of a sudden, because you're playing in a spot where you can't really see bomb, all right, you're not jump spotting to get the information. You're staying back here. All of a sudden, 3 people jump onto your screen. You maybe get 1 and die. But now it's a 4 terrorists on B, and nobody else is near you to come retake, and your team probably is going to have to save because you didn't call anything, all right? You need to call out the smoke coming B. You don't need to say full rotate. You don't have to tell them to rotate over. You just have to say, utility B or like smoke B, flashes B, and somebody, probably the mid player or the cat player, will start to get drawn back towards B, which is good. They don't have to rotate, they don't have to forfeit their position, but they need to adjust their position so they can watch what they're currently watching, but closer towards the B site. Another good thing to get in the habit of doing in a team environment is to call what you're looking at. All right. An example would be on A site, where it's very, very common for the connector player to be watching Palace for a second, and then watching connector, then watching Palace, and then watching connector. If you have an opper, I don't have money. I can buy a scout, though. So, what do you mean I don't have money for a scout? All right, whatever. If you have an opper sitting right here, posted on ramp, and he is under the impression that you are watching out Palace, and you go down and watch connector, and he gets swung from Palace, he's going to be very upset at you. Rightfully so. All right? So there's a couple ways to do this. If you're this connector guy, all right? You can either, one, just hold Palace like you're supposed to do, and just say that they can be up connector. Or let your window player know that maybe he needs to come over and hold connector like this to help you out. Or the more likely option, all right, is that you're going to be like this. You're not going to see anybody Palace. All right, you fall off, you smoke it, and then you're going to be worried about connector. You're also going to say to your teammate, they can come out Palace. I smoked it, though. All right? That's just something that you need to communicate. Just like your teammate here, if, let's say this opper posted here, all right, the guy swings out and he falls off this angle. And instead, he's now holding this tight little angle for the guy walking out Palace. If he doesn't call anything, he doesn't call that they can jump stairs, they can cross the stairs without him seeing, you could be right here, holding connector, not doing anything wrong, or even right here, holding Palace, not doing anything wrong, and the guy can all of a sudden be top stairs, or swing you from bottom sandwich, and you're going to be very, very confused and upset at your teammate for not holding that, all right? Calling out what you're holding, while it can be annoying at times where it's like, obviously you're going to be holding that. So like on B site, if you're the cat player, and the guy who's the B anchor calls that he's holding apps, like, yeah, I'd hope so. It can be annoying at times, but it's better to have that information than to not have that information. Finally, the worst thing that you can do in a team environment is start to get upset. Because as soon as you start to get upset, your one, most likely option, all right, going to make it awkward for everybody else. It's not that they're equally upset at you and they're not talking because they're so enraged. No, it's because you just yelled and everybody else is, you know, having a fun time. They're chill about it. Maybe not even a fun time, but they're maintaining their composure, and you're getting all upset. It's going to be awkward. People are going to start Steam messaging each other behind your back. It's not good, all right? Yelling at people, or not even yelling at people, but just getting frustrated when you die is not the best way to go about it, right? If you're coming out ramp, or if you're holding stairs or something like this, and like 3 people come out, and you get immediately opt before you can shoot back, or whatever, all right? Even if it was your dumbass for holding such a weird angle where you do not have the advantage like that, and instead of going 3 ramp, you go, man, and like, you know, expletives. It's not going to help your teammate at all, well, teammates at all, and at the end of the day, you're probably going to get cut from the team. Even if you have great aim, if you can't make basic callouts, or you let your emotions get in your way of making basic callouts, nobody wants to play with you. So that's something that you need to figure out, whether you're taking the game too seriously, whether, I don't even know. I don't know what your excuse would be, but that's not something that you can do and get away with in team environments. So thank you all for watching. Hope you've learned something, and I will see you next time.